Could one of hip-hop's most influential moguls be facing life behind bars for orchestrating a chilling decade-long criminal enterprise? The charges against P. Diddy are jaw-dropping and could permanently shatter his legacy. Stay tuned as we uncover the dark truth behind this case and explore what it means for his future, his career, and his freedom. Sean P. Diddy Combs, a name synonymous with success, fame, and music royalty, now finds himself battling allegations that could strip away everything he has built over the past few decades. Accusations that he masterminded a criminal network stretching over 10 years are shaking the very foundation of his empire. Allegations of sex trafficking, forced labor, and acts of unimaginable violence are on the table, and the world is watching closely. This video will take you through the shocking details of the charges, the extensive federal investigation, and whether Diddy could indeed spend the rest of his life behind bars. We'll examine the court documents, opinions from legal experts, and the media coverage surrounding this explosive case. Get ready for a deep dive into one of the biggest scandals the hip-hop world has ever seen. Could this truly be the end of one of the music industry's most powerful empires? What will this mean for the millions of fans who followed Diddy's journey from a hip-hop king to a fallen mogul? Let's find out. The background. What happened? The story that has stunned fans and critics alike. How did federal authorities finally manage to arrest one of the wealthiest and most powerful figures in the music industry? After years of whispers, rumors, and investigations, P. Diddy was apprehended on charges that include racketeering, sex trafficking, and transporting individuals for prostitution. The shocking indictment spans crimes committed from 2008 to the present, painting a picture of manipulation, coercion, and exploitation on a scale that rivals some of the most infamous criminal cases in history. Federal investigators spent years building a case against Diddy, collecting damning evidence through witness testimonies, hidden financial records, and internal documents that allegedly prove Diddy's central role in orchestrating these criminal activities. Among the most disturbing accusations are the infamous freakouts, lavish sex parties, where women were reportedly coerced into degrading and dangerous acts. These parties were more than just wild escapades. They were part of a complex network of abuse and power. But how did investigators manage to gather such damning evidence, and what does it reveal about Diddy's alleged criminal activities? It gets even more disturbing from here. The allegations of sex trafficking and forced labor. The allegations against Diddy are deeply unsettling, exposing a side of him that contrasts sharply with his public persona as a successful businessman and philanthropist. But could these accusations really be true? The charges are far-reaching, involving serious crimes like sex trafficking, a federal offense that carries significant consequences. According to prosecutors, Diddy is accused of manipulating and coercing women into sexual acts through a combination of intimidation, drugs, and outright violence. Some victims have come forward to describe the horrors they experienced at Diddy's infamous freakout parties, where they were forced to engage in acts under duress. In some cases, these events were reportedly filmed, with Diddy allegedly controlling the footage for his personal use. It's a chilling reminder of the exploitation that can exist in the entertainment industry, hiding in plain sight under the glitz and glamour. The indictment also includes accusations of forced labor, where some victims were coerced into unpaid work or servitude through threats of violence. This was not a one-off incident. The indictment suggests a pattern of behavior that persisted for over a decade, implicating Diddy and his associates in a coordinated effort to exploit vulnerable individuals for their own gain. If convicted, these charges could lead to life imprisonment, especially if it's proven that Diddy used his vast resources, power, and influence to manipulate and abuse others for his own benefit. The U.S. Attorney's Office has emphasized that these acts were not isolated incidents, but part of a deeply rooted system of exploitation and control. Can Diddy's defense team really counter such horrifying allegations, especially with these brutal accusations of trafficking and exploitation? This could mark the turning point of the entire trial. Racketeering enterprise. Racketeering is a term most often associated with organized crime syndicates. Think of the mafia or large-scale drug cartels. In Diddy's case, the federal indictment accuses him of using his music empire and business connections to facilitate a variety of criminal activities, from sex trafficking to bribery and obstruction of justice. The scope of these allegations is massive, suggesting that Diddy wasn't acting alone but had a network of employees and associates helping him execute these crimes. The racketeering charges are especially significant because they indicate that Diddy may have built a highly organized criminal enterprise using his businesses not just to make music, but to perpetuate illegal activities. Witnesses have testified that victims were either bribed or threatened into silence, and that Diddy's team went to extreme lengths to obstruct investigations into his alleged crimes. Some accounts even claim that Diddy was directly involved in violent acts like arson and kidnapping to protect his operation. Racketeering is a serious charge, often used in cases against organized crime bosses, and it carries the potential for a life sentence. If convicted, this could be the legal blow that ends Diddy's career for good. More importantly, it could dismantle the empire he spent years building, as the government could seek to seize assets connected to these alleged crimes. With racketeering charges on the table, could Diddy face the same fate as infamous organized crime bosses? And what evidence could ultimately tip the scales in court? The fallout, the potential collapse of his legacy. While the legal battle rages on, another devastating consequence is looming for Diddy, his legacy. For decades, he has been seen as one of hip-hop's most influential and successful figures. He wasn't just an artist, he was a businessman, a brand, and an inspiration for countless people. But now, everything he has worked for could come crashing down. His reputation as a visionary mogul could be irreparably damaged by these accusations. Even his charitable work, which has been a key part of his public image, is now under scrutiny. How will history remember him? As a pioneer in the music industry, or as a man who used his influence to hurt others for his own gain? The brands that Diddy built, from his record label to his clothing line, could suffer immense financial damage. Sponsors may distance themselves, fans may abandon him, and collaborators may cut ties, all to avoid being associated with someone facing such damning accusations. Even if he avoids a life sentence, the impact on his career could be catastrophic. How far-reaching could this scandal go? From his business ventures to his personal relationships, this trial could cause lasting damage that even Diddy himself may never recover from. Legal strategy and bail denial. Diddy's legal team has launched a fierce defense, denying all the allegations and claiming that the charges are part of a coordinated attempt to destroy his character. His attorneys argue that the evidence against him is circumstantial at best, and they have called into question the credibility of some of the witnesses. In an attempt to secure his release from jail, Diddy's team offered a staggering $50 million bail package, but the judge denied it. Why? Judge Robin Tarnofsky explained that Diddy's wealth, influence, and history of substance abuse made him a potential flight risk. The court was also concerned about Diddy's ability to intimidate or manipulate witnesses, given his vast resources and powerful connections. For now, Diddy remains in custody, with his legal team preparing for an appeal. The denial of bail shows just how seriously the court is taking this case. It's not just about the severity of the charges, but the potential impact Diddy could have on the legal process if he were allowed to walk free. Will Diddy's wealth and power be enough to secure his freedom? Or will the court's decision to deny bail show just how grave these accusations truly are? Could Diddy really get life in prison? Is there any way for Diddy to escape a life sentence? As we near the end of this breakdown, we'll explore the legal strategies that could determine whether this hip-hop mogul will ever walk free again. The potential consequences for Diddy are staggering. The charges he faces, racketeering, sex trafficking, forced labor, and more, are among the most severe in the U.S. legal system. These offenses carry life sentences, and given the volume of charges, Diddy could be facing multiple life terms if convicted. Legal experts believe that Diddy's defense will focus on discrediting the prosecution's witnesses and challenging the validity of the evidence presented. However, the scale of the investigation and the years of meticulous work behind it suggest that this will be a tough battle. The sheer magnitude of the allegations, combined with the detailed accounts from witnesses and federal investigators, points to a trial that could last months, if not longer. If convicted on all counts, Diddy may never see the outside of a prison cell again. Even if his legal team manages to get some charges reduced or dropped, the remaining ones carry mandatory minimum sentences that could still see him locked away for decades. This trial has the potential to be the downfall of one of hip-hop's most iconic figures. Not only could Diddy lose his freedom, but his career, his fortune, and his legacy may crumble as well. This is more than just a court case. It's the final chapter in a story that could end in complete devastation for a man who once had the world at his feet. If you want to dive deeper into the drama surrounding high-profile celebrities, check out our video on why Travis Scott secretly hates Drake. These stories reveal just how fast fame can turn into scandal, and you won't want to miss what happens next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you know someone who loves celebrity gossip as much as you do, share this video with them so we can get more people talking about this.